I'm thinking it looked so good, they just assumed it was brand new.
I don't know.
She's either gonna go or she's gonna blow, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Dude, that is like deformed.
I went shopping. We had so much fun with the military cart and the wheelbarrow. I went on Facebook Marketplace and I found 4 engines on there. Then I bought the rest from our military surplus spot, and we've got basically $100 per engine.
7 engines at $100 an engine.
Yeah.
Combination of 4 cylinders and twin cylinders.
We haven't done the twins yet, so I thought it'd be a great idea to get the 2 cylinders too, because I've always wanted to put one on a mini bike. This is like the Facebook Marketplace find of the year. I saw some old military engines, generators for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and I thought it was 2 generators. It's 4. It does not turn, but maybe we can do something about that.
So in today's episode of Cars and Cameras, we're going to find out how many of our $100 military surplus generator engines will run after they've been sitting for who knows how long.
Hey, one of them's brand spanking new and has never run.
Really?
Yes.
Let's start with that one.
That one. All right.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So what we have here, sir, is a new 4A032-3 6 horsepower gas engine.
New.
New.
How come it looks so old?
Because it was built in 1986.
And you paid $100 for it?
Well, not really. So, all of the engines together I gave $100 a piece for. This one was $400.
Okay.
Yeah.
This thing is nice.
It looks good.
Yeah, it does.
It's been around a while. It's got some dents in the top. But supposedly never been run.
All right, buddy, so we have 3 4-cylinders
Yep.
and 4 of the twin cylinders.
Right.
Where do you want to get started?
What's that?
Is that Scott? Is he ripping around on our giveaway MB200?
Oh no.
On the last day?
Oh no.
Hey! Man! Man!
Ran out of gas. Go to CarsandCameras right now and enter to win before it's too late.
What are you doing on our bike, man?
I want it.
That's right, today's the last day to enter to win this race-winning Trailmaster MB200 race bike from GoPowersports.com. We're gonna pick a winner tomorrow on Instagram, and then we're gonna ship this puppy to your door. You can read all the rules on our website, Cars-Cameras.com. You can get entered to win. Pick up the classic It'll Be Fine red racing tee, or the classic, the original t-shirt we've ever sold. Cars and Cameras, no tools, no parts, no plan, It'll Be Fine t-shirt. Or pick up the mystery item. If there's been some merch that you've missed that you wish you could have gotten, go pick up a couple of mystery items, because we keep a lot of overstock, weird sizes and stuff like that in the mystery item. There's a lot of good stuff. I went and checked them out and was blown away at what we have left in the mystery item. Anyway, have fun, Scott. Don't tear it up, brother.
Don't wreck it.
No promises.
Cars-Cameras.com. So we have 3 4-cylinders and 4 twin cylinders. We like the idea of these engines because they're an inexpensive alternative to something kind of mainstream like a Tillotson or a Predator. If you want something unique for your build, but you don't want to break the bank, this seems like a good way to go. And at $100 a piece, I mean, you can't beat that with a stick.
No. And they're just so cool looking. I mean, a 4-cylinder that probably, I want to weigh one of these. I'm thinking it's under 100 pounds. 4-cylinder.
Yep.
And they sound good. They run smooth.
And they make decent power.
And I paid new price for this, and it's definitely been run.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the first one, John, that wasn't a Chrysler. All my other ones are Chryslers. This one's a Wedtech. So when the military comes up with a certain engine design, they might get this company to build them, but then they'll have another company build them, and they have to be by spec. So you can take anything off of this Wedtech engine and you can put it on a Chrysler engine, or you can take the Chrysler, and I have a Wisconsin over here. This is the first Wisconsin that I found. So there's like 4 or 5 different companies that make these engines, and they all have to be a perfect design where all the parts can interchange.
Well, if we have any of these that stuck or don't run, we might find out how well that works. Oh, this one's stuck?
This one's stuck. It's stuck. So this one's been rebuilt in 1988, which is really weird since it was built in 1986. So they only ran this engine for like 2 years and then rebuilt it. I'm not exactly sure why.
The tag is so cool.
But yeah, they put these tags on everything military that's been overhauled or rebuilt. So that's that. And I noticed that the drain plug is out on this. So I'm wondering if maybe the drain plug fell out and while it was running and it starved the engine. I don't know, but we're gonna have to find out. So back to this engine, we're gonna see about getting this thing fired up for the first time, and I'm hoping everything's gonna be all right. One of the plugs to the fuel pump is missing, so we're gonna need to get a plug for that, and we'll get our drill and we'll try cranking it up on the table here. Oh, oil. It is low on oil. I gotta go get a quart of oil and add to it.
This one was advertised as new, but maybe it's like pre-owned. It's not used, but it's low hours.
I have a sneaky suspicion on this one, dude. I'm thinking it looked so good, they just assumed it was brand new. And it looks like it's been used. Being that we have this disconnected, we have this stuff plugged off, we got a plug missing on that. The oil that's on the tip doesn't look brand new. So I'm thinking this one's been run. Maybe it's been run lightly. All right, so I was reading up on these engines. Teledyne is the prime government contractor on these engines. But were produced by several other engine companies to fulfill the contract. Chrysler, Marine, Wisconsin, OMC, and obviously Wedtech. I wonder how many other companies produce these engines, but that's interesting history. They did that during World War II as well with the Jeeps. So you had Kaiser, you had Ford, or not Kaiser, I'm sorry. Willys. Kaiser came in the 60s. Ford and I think another company. So yeah, but they had to be built in a specific manner where all parts are interchangeable. I believe this on run. Let's see what we got. Try this way. stuff.
It's crazy how much different it sounds than ours now that it has the exhaust.
Oh yeah, that one sounds so much better than that.
Yeah, like you can tell by how sluggish it is when you add
You were noticing that.
Yeah.
It was just like
Yeah, it's barely like accelerating under load. It's this tiny restrictive carburetor.
I can't even put my pinky in the throat of the carburetor. Yeah, very restrictive. I was reading on a forum earlier and they were talking about a performance one, 16 horsepower.
Sweet.
Versus 6. Another thing I read was they base these engines horsepower on the nastiest conditions with the poorest fuel and running 24/7. Something like that.
The worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario, 6 horsepower. So let's get this thing unwrapped and try this one out.
So if the total for all 7 engines was $700,
Yes.
and this was $400,
Yeah.
that means you paid next to nothing for the rest of them.
Yes. So, big ticket item. The rest are just pocket change. $6.
You know what? You're like a smart investor. You're like Warren Buffett. You know, you diversify your risk.
Exactly.
So instead of buying one engine that could be garbage or used instead of new, you buy all the engines.
Absolutely. All right. This one doesn't look too bad. This one looks lightly used.
It's a different color.
It is a darker color.
What continent do you think that sand is from?
That's a good question. Yeah, makes you wonder, did this come from Afghanistan, Vietnam, or 1984? It wouldn't be Vietnam. What kind of conflicts did we have in 84?
Cold War.
So the engine is not stuck. Does look like there's some oil buildup in that port right there. Makes me a little worried. This one might be a smoker. We're going to just add a dash of oil. Throw the fuel line on it. Spin this one over. And I'm not going to make the same mistake on having it on the off. There, it's already in the run position. So I got the fuel line hooked up and the fuel pump works. Just sucking it up. That ought to be enough to get to the carburetor. Choking it. Let's see what we got here. What's your prediction, sir?
Oh, it's totally gonna run.
This one's kind of scary. The box, this thing was absolutely covered in like cobwebs, like from, I don't know, I pictured the Black Widow spiders like all over this thing. I didn't see any spiders, but you should have seen the webs.
And this one was free?
This one was free.
So they just threw it in because it was stuck.
Yeah. Check out the webs under here. Like, it was totally covered in those. I just don't want to grab the underneath of it and get a surprise. It looks so fake. Alright, this one's really stuck. I did notice that in the oil pan, the plug is missing. So I'm wondering if this thing was in use and the plug fell out and seized up the motor. So I'm thinking we find a plug to put in, put some oil in it, spray blaster in the cylinders, which most likely, if it's seized up, it's like rods and mains that are ruined and stuff. I say we put something on this thing, get her freed up, see if we can get this one fired up.
That's good.
Yep.
I like your optimism.
Thank you. So I went ahead and I put the blaster in all the cylinders, and I've been letting it soak.
It's moving a little bit.
Which way is this? I'm supposed to turn it the other way. Let me get a pull bar. If we can get it to spin over and pump up oil, it will be good. I really would love to have a pressurized oiling system for this, so I can pressurize it to oil everything up. Because if the bearing is dry and I'm just spinning it over, it could be spinning it or something. See if it's getting any easier. I don't think it's getting any easier. Oh wait, it's supposed to go this way because of that. Okay, so we'll just keep working this thing, and maybe it'll free up enough we can spin it over and get everything oiled up.
So this engine is really hard to turn over. It's not getting any easier. Not a great sign.
No, it's not.
So we're gonna try to turn it over with a starter motor. Now we were told that a starter out of it was a 1997 BMW 318 Ti. Should bolt right up.
We're gonna find out.
We are. It's pretty good to me.
Yeah. I need to find a good ground somewhere. I want it not too close to the starter or the positive lead. Now I need to hook up a jumper. So I'm gonna guess it's probably not gonna be this one, but we're gonna try it. Let's see what happens. You ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Kind of loud.
It is.
It's not freeing up, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna see if we have spark. I say we hook it up and see if it can start firing.
Yeah. I don't know.
She's either gonna go or she's gonna blow, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, it's that's how fast it turns over with no spark plugs in it.
Yeah. See my special tool for spark plugs?
Yeah.
I had to extend a socket. So I just cut it in half and added a piece of tubing in between. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
All right, let's see what happens. Here we go. Let's give the starter a break. Dang it. It's so close to running, bud.
It is.
And it's getting freer.
Sweet.
I mean...
It's pretty bad in there.
What? Oh yeah, in there.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
Tells you how much moisture it's been around.
I think this thing's gonna be a runner today.
All right.
Using my leg. Whew.
So this will be the first twin.
This will be the first twin that showed up. I made a full revolution with it. That's a good sign. It's definitely been sitting up for a while. This one is the 2A016 engine. WF Industries. Is there a date on here? So it's a 2-cylinder, 16 cubic inch. Date. There it is. Got to get my flashlight. How old do you think it is?
Looks pretty darn old.
86.
Oh.
So the choke works.
Looks like it's been sitting outside.
These all were sitting outside when I went to pick them up.
That's why they were $25 each.
Maybe. Maybe. Where is the throttle? I'm gonna turn this.
Oh. Here's the generator side.
The throttle must be inside of this box right here. So I'm gonna take a little screwdriver and take the cap off. Get a look on the inside of the throttle. There it is. Oh, that's cute.
So that's the throttle in there?
Yep. Okay, so it seems to move. So maybe I'll just leave it be. It's on. Let's check the oil in it. Okay, I found the dipstick. And it's got oil in it. It's full. Caution, do not overfill. And it looks clean, so either it was serviced before setting or all the sediment is sitting. It'll be fine. Let's get the cap back on so it don't come off. It's an interesting, look what, it's got a hold down right there that keeps the cap in place.
That's cool.
So in case y'all haven't noticed, this looks very similar to half of the engine that we have there on the table. This is half the horsepower because basically it's half the engine. This is a 16 cubic inch, whereas that's a 32 cubic inch.
Yep.
So it is half the engine.
And the official output is 3 horsepower.
Yeah. Ready?
Yep.
Sounds pretty good. Sounds healthy. Let me look inside of this fuel tank. I mean, we might just put some fuel in it and see what happens.
It has no cap, right?
No cap.
But
And there's some sediment in here.
yeah, I was gonna say.
We remove the. It's got a screen. Ew.
It's got a screen.
See?
Nice.
Good thing is this is a plastic tank, so it doesn't rust. Bad thing is we don't want anything that's inside of this fuel tank.
Yeah.
It's bad.
That bad.
It's real bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and just disconnect the line,
Yeah, and we'll run around.
and we'll run our own. Oh. Holy cow! Holy cow! I wonder if it's generated. Yeah! Alright, ready to move on to the next one? Got number 3. That's awesome.
The look on your face when you're like, it's making over 250 volts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I don't think it's supposed to do that.
That's cool.
Yep. I wouldn't plug anything in.
It sounded awesome, and it smells different than the 4 cylinders. Did you notice that?
No.
Oh. Definitely smells different.
Don't you worry about me. Alright, so this one is the stuck one, I believe. Notice that the air box is not hooked up, so it is indeed stuck. So we've got to work on this one to try to get it unstuck. I did notice that this one doesn't have the same box on top, which means this says the points ignition on it. So usually every time we have a points ignition on a motor, we always have to clean the points. I've never had one that I can remember that we just cranked on it and it was okay. So I'm gonna turn this where I can look at it.
It looks like it's in better shape.
It does.
I hope that on one of these, the generator works.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool. Ain't no kind of about it. It'd be awesome.
And we're gonna get back to this one once the starter cools off.
It's hot.
It is still warm to the touch. Not done with you.
I'm just gonna give this a little bit of a turn, but we're probably gonna have to oil up the cylinders. Well, I just loosened that bolt, that nut. All right. Yeah, we're gonna have to take the spark plugs out and lubricate those, and let it sit for a few minutes, and then put a big old bar on it or something. It has.
I see the dipstick.
It has oil in it.
It's a nice looking dipstick.
Yeah, it's aluminum. Wonder how many RPMs these things can turn.
There's some literature on top of the generator that says 3,600.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about taking it off the generator and how much this thing can turn without blowing up. 5K.
Yep.
John's trying to get the spark plugs wires off of the spark plugs themselves.
Pretty stuck, dude.
And if y'all don't know, the military use spark plug wires that are like waterproof and all that stuff. So everything's like sealed up.
Yeah, and it's corroded up too.
Yeah. All right, I had to break the spark plug wire to get it off.
Yeah, it's broken.
Yeah. I think we have some new spark plug wire, so that's fine.
Yeah. Man.
Wow, that is dude, that is like deformed.
It's one of the worst looking spark plugs I've ever seen.
That is bad.
That's bad. Let's check the other side.
All right. Hopefully it's not as bad. Probably is.
I have faith. Nope. It's not quite as bad. It still has the little...
It's got the washer on it. The other one was so bad it doesn't even have the washer.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Dude, yeah. It's corrosion on
wet.
the inside.
It's wet on the inside. Okay. Well, we'll put some oil in there.
Yeah, a
let
little
it
plaster
soak,
in there.
And
start working it.
start working it. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
I don't know about this one, buddy.
Dude, have a little faith.
We'll see. It sure looks better than the other one.
Have a little faith.
Yeah. Ooh, this one's still nice and warm.
Dude, I can't believe how good that one ran.
Yeah, it sounded amazing too. Well, let's get our breaker bar. Start breaking.
It's crusty.
Crinkle, crinkle.
We got a rusty cylinder.
Yeah.
But it's a great sign that we've already got some movement. Just back and forth.
Yeah.
The less you force it, the better. Because you got to worry about breaking rings and all that stuff. There you go. I like to...
Just work it by hand.
Yep. Because then you're less likely to bust any rings.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Alright, so we're going to work this thing, and when we get back to you, we're going to make a full revolution.
It's going to make a full revolution.
Yeah.
We did it. And it's got spark. Oh, it's covered.
Oh, gosh. All right, she's free.
Good.
Yeah.
And what we learned is the pistons go up and down at the same time.
It's not this, which is crazy. All right, so we have spark on only one of these spark plugs. I'm guessing that this thing probably has dual points on this thing, which probably mean one of the points need to be cleaned or adjusted or even replaced. So I've located the spot that I believe has the points, and now I have to remove the cover, see if I can see the points. And with some difficulty, okay, finally. Yep, dual points, and one of them appear to be disconnected for some reason. No, it's not disconnected. But the points are very dirty. So we're gonna start with just cleaning up the points. We got 2 sets of points here. So each cylinder, being a 2-cylinder, has its own set of points. So I'm gonna go get some sandpaper and clean it up. Be right back.
Points have been sanded. We have spark.
Sanded and adjusted, and we have strong spark on one, not so much on the other, but we're gonna give it a shot.
All right.
Here we go.
Testing the spark plugs themselves.
Yeah. Here we go. Anything?
Yeah, this one looked fantastic.
Yeah, the other one wasn't.
Oh, it wasn't doing anything.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just close the cap on this. So all I want to do is hear this thing like hit and run. Doesn't have to run good.
You just need something.
We just need something.
Yeah, this was the stuck one after all.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's red. Thing is, it's there, so.
Never seen a red spark.
I know that was weird.
It's probably just rusty or I don't know.
Or it's just not going to want to run. It's so close.
Yeah.
It needs plug wires. It needs spark plugs. I don't think we have any spark plugs.
Well, we could steal them out of an engine.
We could.
If we have one that is certainly not going to run.
Okay. All right. So,
Let's put this one on the back burner.
okay.
Move on to the others. Move on to this one.
We can give that one a try again, maybe.
Yeah. I'm up for that.
All right. Cool. I am ready, sir. Here we go. It's so painful to hear it spinning over so much.
Yeah. Thing is tight.
Yeah. I mean, that could be part of the reason why it's not running. It's not giving enough
I mean,
revolutions.
yeah. I mean, I guess we could.
We'll give this thing a break,
Yeah.
and we'll come back to it.
Yeah. I mean, like
I'm not giving up.
valve lash, spark plugs.
I mean, we can check all that. We could check the spark on all the cylinders. We could be trying to run on only 2 cylinders.
Yeah.
So we're checking the spark plugs right now. We took all the spark plugs out. We're going to spin it over, and we're going to check spark at every single spark plug.
One of them was really wet.
Here we go. Got spark on all of them.
Yeah. It doesn't look great.
I had nice blue spark over here.
Well, I mean, it's blue, but it's not like the big pop, you know.
A sharp blue one is
Good enough.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to take these 2 because, well, I got them.
Okay. So I'll put these 2 back in this engine, and you'll work on switching those over.
Yeah. You ready?
Yep.
Trying.
Hey.
That was me.
Oh. Dang it. I got it.
Oh,
Backwards.
Backwards. Oh, too much.
It's running.
Ah. We can try.
We get it running gas, yeah. Come on, baby. It's still going.
Oh goodness.
This one has its own smell too.
Yeah, let's
It's
try it.
not good.
Probably won't have the carburetor. Probably isn't working.
It runs.
Thinking it was taking it. I mean, it runs.
Yeah.
It runs.
Dude,
That's
right here.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Next. So this one's going to need a carburetor and some spark plug wires. But it runs. It seems a little smoky. It could be because we've been soaking the cylinders. But the engine was stuck. Now it's not stuck.
Yeah.
And it
spins nice.
and it basically runs. So moving on to the next one, guys. Carburetor's not stuck. Let's check the oil. This one looks better.
But it was like the same pile as all the other ones, right?
Yeah. 1973, 4th month of 1973. This one's the Chrysler outboard. My guess is the oil is gonna... It's broken.
Oh dear.
I'm gonna grab one out of this motor. Makes you wonder where it went. Why is it broken and where did it go?
Could be in there.
It could be in there.
I can't tell.
Just to let y'all know, there's the difference right there.
So basically the oil should just barely be touching it.
No.
No, not at all. Oh, yeah, no.
Like a whole inch from touching it. Okay. So I'm gonna put this this dipstick in the somewhat blown up. I'm wondering if this is gonna be over full because it wasn't touching. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's way over full. But we'll run it. So they've been adding it until it just touches the stick.
It's all right.
Yeah. Okay. It's like a radiator. Oh. I can't get the screen out. Why do I keep doing that to myself?
Nah.
It's bad.
Number 6. It's gonna fire right up.
I hope so. You ready, sir?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Good. Yeah. Awesome.
Dude.
Just didn't do anything to this one.
No. Oops. Except for check the oil.
Yeah, we checked the oil.
Is the drill broken?
No. Just that retaining screw is out. We got to get another another screw to hold it in place.
I mean, that's awesome, man. You know what? We forgot something.
We forgot to check the voltage on the generator. You got that, bud?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. fantastic.
This thing made a mess.
It did. Blew dirt everywhere. Those dirt daubers. Wow. All right, that's
Quote Major Payne, if they're still in there, they ain't happy.
That's true.
Awesome.
That's great.
And it worked.
And it worked.
Yeah. I feel like I just got sandblasted. Oh, you moved. This was a different color.
Yeah.
They're all like different shades of
So this one's a 12th month of 1971.
So this is the earliest one.
This is the earliest one.
I was gonna say this looks like Vietnam green.
Yeah.
Chrysler.
This was definitely Vietnam era. So, motor's not stuck.
It's not.
Sounds pretty good.
Yep.
So,
So all we're doing is removing
removing this air box.
air box.
Hold it.
Check the oil.
Yep.
And it's totally gonna run.
I hope so.
That's a really cool little like flap the oil
Yeah.
has.
You got this flap right here. It's a little clip that you pop out of the way, and then you pull out the dipstick. Ooh. It's full, but it looks like it's been way over its oil change. It'll be fine for today.
These engines are awesome, dude.
It's a cool, cool setup. So, I say we just put the drill to it and some hot sauce and see if it fires up again.
Why not?
Yep, because it's got oil in it. All right, here we go. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna check the spark on this one. This one is another points ignition on it, so that we're gonna go back to this cover right here, and we're gonna remove it. It's pretty simple. You've just got a couple of clips, and then you move it out of the way. There we go. And there's the points right in there. 2 sets of points. Let's see how they look. Oh, they are bad. So if you look at that one right there, you see it's all kind of white and flaky. It's got a lot of corrosion. And so we have very poor contact there. So we are going to remove, yeah, both sets of points are bad. So over the years, they've gotten a lot of condensation in there and things corroded. Simple to remove, and you get a little sandpaper and you clean them up, and then you set them to 0.018, and
Off to the races.
yeah, so we'll clean them up, and I bet you this thing's gonna fire up the best out of all of them.
Awesome.
It's good to go. Good job. Good job. That's
6 out of 7.
so all of the 2 cylinders run,
Yep. And almost all of the 4 cylinders.
and 2 of the 4 cylinders run. We just got to work on that one over there.
yeah, while Ike was doing the points, I adjusted the valves on this thing. Nothing seemed crazy out of the ordinary.
But we did have a fouled out plug.
So we did replace the plugs.
Yeah. So
Gonna give it one more shot.
let's give it a shot. All of these have like cranked up or tried to crank up. These things have been like over engineered like crazy, and they do this on purpose so they will last our troops out in the field
In harsh
in
conditions.
the worst conditions. These things are built to go in the worst conditions, and that's why we can take them out of a field where they've been sitting for years
And
and
basically,
fire them up.
yeah, we're adding fuel
and we're cranking it up.
Yeah, I don't think you can really do that to a lot of the modern civilian engines.
No, I mean, at the very least, you got to replace the carburetor. You know?
So we do have this one left, and I hope it'll run.
This is the one with no oil drain plug, so we're guessing it was run without oil at some point.
That's what I think. My guess is the person who overhauled it in 1988 probably failed to tighten the drain plug. This is just a guess, because somebody ran this without oil.
Yeah.
And I can only guess, because looking on the inside, it looks really clean on the inside, almost like maybe it might have had a fresh rebuild.
Like low hours, yeah.
So the valve adjustments were really close.
They're super close. Yeah.
They were super close. You adjusted one or two, right?
One.
You adjusted one. The inside of this engine looks super duper clean. All of the paint on this thing is really fresh. So this thing died pretty quick. So my guess is just a wild guess that someone left the drain plug out, or maybe didn't put oil in it.
Yeah.
And they took the drain plug out and was like, no point in putting it back in. All right, dude. Here we go. Cranking. Firing on all four, but I'm afraid that the crankshaft is so tight it's not. I just don't think it's going to do it.
So you think like the engine doesn't produce enough torque at that RPM to overcome the drag of the crankshaft?
Maybe, because it's turning now, but if you let this thing sit for a couple minutes, you'll go to grab it again and
it's tight.
It's super duper tight. Can't turn it over. Only thing we can do is keep trying it, but I feel like this thing needs to be torn down and get a full rebuild.
Well, it's a great parts engine
And
too.
if the bearing spun in the case, then the case is no good. Probably the crankshaft is no good, which means the only thing that's good are the heads, ignition system, and whatever else we can rob off of it.
Yeah, our buddy Jack up in Pennsylvania sent us all kinds of parts
So
for
yeah,
these engines.
he sent us enough parts where we could probably do a I'm going to say half rebuild on this, because I don't know, maybe we ought to call him and see if he's got a crankshaft and maybe some other parts for this thing. So shout out to Jack for hooking us up on all the parts that we need for these engines, the manuals and all that stuff. And he sent us a lot of parts for these 2 cylinders.
Yeah, ton of parts.
Yeah.
Gasket sets, cylinder heads,
Pistons, rods,
yeah.
all that
All in
stuff.
the original packaging.
Yeah. So we might be doing I might be doing a rebuild on one, because I kind of want to hop one up. Like port and polish, shave the heads, just do a real decent job with trying to get as much horsepower out of one of these as we can.
So that's 6 running engines for $700. That comes out to $116.67 per engine.
That's not bad.
With a free parts engine, if you look at it that way.
Yep. So I'm pretty happy with what we got here, and I'm thinking a future project for one of the 2-cylinder engines.
Yeah, for sure.
So we got to figure out something. If y'all have an idea, please leave a comment, because we want to do something with one of these 2-cylinder engines, and we're just kind of scratching our heads on it.
Yeah, open to suggestions. We want to hop up a 4-cylinder. We have a lot of ideas. These engines, they should be built very heavy duty.
Yes.
Obviously very durable, and they can perform based on the one we have on the wagon.
And thanks to Jack, we got a bunch of parts.
We got parts, and the price is right.
Yes.
And they have the cool factor. So
They do.
I don't think I'd recommend one of these for like your beginner or maybe even intermediate builder.
No.
But if you want to really get into it and build something unique, check your local military surplus.
Yeah, they have a bunch of cool engines. 1-cylinders, 2-cylinders, 4-cylinder engines, even larger 4-cylinder engines, but then they get pretty big at that point.
Ah.
Yeah.
So the twin should have a 3/4 inch keyed shaft, correct?
That's what I read. We haven't taken it off to see. It's got from what I read, it's got a 3/4 inch shaft, and it's tapered at the very end.
Okay.
But you should still be able to put like a regular
Centrifugal
clutch or
CVT.
Yeah.
But that would make it super easy for everyone at home who wanted to put one of these on a mini bike or a go-kart.
Yes.
Anyway, leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this episode. Leave us suggestions. What do we do with these engines? What do we put them on? Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
All right, dude. It got me. Oh, this coat is gonna have to go through the wash big time.
Well, it's already got like Busco all over it, so.
Yeah, but not. Oh God, this is like really, really bad. It's not coming off.
Yeah, it's like oil and stuff.
Yeah,
Kind of smoky.
It's carbon. That one definitely uses oil.